Good morning, Rise and Grind. Happy Friday, TGIF. My
Happy
name is
Friday.
Jenna Marie Stone, and I have Herb from South Carolina. I'm from New York. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our morning edition of Rise and Grind. We hope you're having a great day already.
Yes, yeah. So we're taping this right now at 7:41 in the morning,
Mhm.
and so I know everybody's getting their Fridays all together, and then Fridays has of course that unique feel to it because you weekend shenanigans are at your doorstep. You're ready, but you gotta get through the day. You gotta get through the day. So Jenna,
I love
how
shenanigans.
was your evening? Did you in Jenna
Oh,
Dreamland? Did you wake up with some good stuff?
yeah, it's funny. I love the word shenanigans.
Me
It means
too.
we're
Me
up
too.
to
I love
no,
shenanigans.
right? I love that word, shenanigans. Like I can say that all day long.
Yeah.
You know what other word I absolutely love?
Oh,
Indeed.
that Herbie's up to his shenanigans again.
There you go. I love the word indeed.
Mm,
You know,
mm,
when
mm.
somebody tells me something and it's right on point, I just like to say indeed. Like indeed,
Indeed.
my friend.
Indeed. And do a Spock eyebrow.
Yeah, there
Uh,
you go. So last night was pretty eventful. I was writing last night, and I was writing and writing and writing and writing, and I was developing a manuscript
mhm.
that's been in my head for a while. Yep, for
There
a
you go.
show,
There
and
you go.
it's more like a reality show, not like a
Cool.
manuscript for
Very
fiction.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so my creative juices were going, and I was flowing, and I had my hiney. and yeah, the phone rings, and it just threw me off my whole
Uh,
zone. So if it happened to you, it's like you're on that
yeah.
zone, and
Oh, I've been there. I
that
know
phone.
exactly what you're talking about.
I
Yes.
should not
Uh,
have answered that phone.
yeah. So I watched the Umbrella Academy last night.
Yes, yes,
Three
yes.
more
Tell
episodes of it,
me.
and it was it. I'm not gonna do a spoilers or anything like that, but it made me think of this. People have abilities and gifts they have know nothing about, know
Yes.
nothing about until they start, using them. They may have a hint something's there, but instead you cannot keep them in the closet and then bring them out at once in a while and think that it's going to be powerful. You keep using them. You gotta strengthen them. You got to the world is waiting. The world is waiting for your gifts, and everybody has them. It's just
Mhm.
that they have to be nurtured. They have to be grown. And I thought about that when watching the show last night.
I'm gonna binge it. My husband wasn't feeling well yesterday, so I told him we're gonna binge it.
Oh,
And
you
watch
you
all
will
the
you will
episodes.
not be disappointed. Oh, great.
And it's funny that you said that because there's a wonderful blogger podcaster called Jay Sheedy, and um, he's somebody who I admire and respect. And he talked about yesterday a principal of a school. It was more like an address to the class, to the graduating class of I think it was high school, and they were talking about how grades and tests define your future. You choose when you go into college, you choose your major and blah blah blah. And he went on to say, um, those of you who have gotten poor grades in science, perhaps you're artistically inclined. Those of you who have poor grades in physical education, perhaps drumming is your gift. I mean, it was along those lines. I don't remember, and I'm not going to quote it for word to word because I don't remember it. But the point was that grades are good, but they don't define the true level of intelligence of someone.
Yep, very true.
Exams, tests, assessments will
I, ne-
never.
I never did well in tests in school. I never did well. I always struggled with tests until got into high school. And but so even in the early years of your early teen years, what they're getting in school is not going to be who they become. And it's they're still trying to figure things out.
Right.
Um, but
Well, I was
but
the
uh,
opposite.
but
I aced all my exams. I was at the head of the class. I skipped a couple of grades. I mean, I did studying came very easy to me. I was a very good test taker. Doesn't mean that I was any more intelligent than the rest of the class that was not a good test taker or whatever. You know what I mean? My husband, the same thing, won a lot of awards. We
Well,
talked about this one day.
but you were right. But what you just said,
Mhm.
my thing was English. I
Right,
aced English throughout school. English was because of my writing,
right,
and but that was my strength.
right.
And
But
it
in
just
school, you have to pass all your exams, your regents,
yeah,
and all that kind of stuff. So,
yeah,
even though, and that's again, you and I have that in common. My husband and I have that in common. We've won literary awards and
hmm
spelling bee contests, and English was just something that just came natural to us,
very
right?
very natural. Yep,
And
yeah.
so the other subjects, you had to work at it. You had to
Oh,
practice
yeah.
it. You had to, so, being a good test taker, it just takes work, takes a lot of discipline. And some kids just don't have that, or some kids just, their mind goes loopy and they can't study or whatever. It doesn't mean that they're any less intelligent. So the bottom line was that this gentleman was talking about was, don't be so hard on grades, even though grades is important, and don't be so hard on assessments, even though those are to a degree, SATs. I know my son went through it, my daughters went through, and they were
My
free.
daughters went through it. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, us back then, we took our SATs for a joke. I mean,
Yeah, it wasn't really
it wasn't
wasn't really
as
big.
important, but it
Yeah.
was important. And now it doesn't even matter if you go to Ivy League school or not. I mean, it's great. It looks
Mhm.
wonderful on paper. You pay the money for it. But at the end of the day, what do you do with that degree? That's going to be your calling. Your calling card is what you do with that craft.
I watched on the news last night on the South Carolina channel here that a couple big Washington people were in town because they were promoting the technical college here, and the woman from Washington, I don't know, I forget her name now, was just looked in the camera and said, getting your bachelor's and master's, that's all good and worthy, but the people that are coming out of this technical college,
Mhm.
they're going to get some really nice jobs.
What kind of
And
college? Well, no, technical colleges, like vocational, you mean like
yeah,
automotive technology, stuff like that?
they're getting
Yeah.
building stuff, things like that, building aircraft and
Mhm.
things like that. They people aren't thinking that for their kids a lot. They're thinking college, 4 years, get the masters and all that.
Yeah, see, I think that's changed in the last 5 years. I
Yeah,
tend to, I just see it from New York too. A lot of the vocational colleges.
yeah.
Listen, college is great, but if your kid doesn't know what they want to specialize, let them go into a technical college.
Let them do that. Exactly, and
If
that was her point. She said,
yeah,
things are changing. Things are
yeah,
changing, and she was
if,
making a point that people that are coming out of this technical college
mhm.
are making far more money than people are struggling trying to find themselves through all these degrees and then getting down
Right.
a totem pole of a business.
Well, let's flip it back to when I was teaching back in the day, technical college myself, okay? I taught at a Berkeley college, which was, what we call technical, is secretarial, uh, aircraft engineer, not engineer, but just like working on the airplanes. Like technical means you're working with your hands
You
instead
work
of
with your hands. Yeah,
rowing your
yeah, yeah.
I I agree. There's some people that are more logical. They need to, to work. Like for example, police officers, firemen. Those are special breed. The people that go into that, they want to do service for the community,
Yeah.
and so they have to be well rounded also with psychology and whatnot. Technical colleges, ever since I've been going to school, the administrative assistants, the secretaries, the legal secretaries, they're all making six figures. Six figures. Never went to college. Excuse
Yeah.
me. And these are like what we call vocational schools. You can call it a technical college. You can call it a
What? Yeah.
vocational school.
Different
It's a
names.
practical, hands-on thing.
Yeah.
And you're right. I was the last 10, not even the last 10 years, the last 30 years, anybody who went to a technical college did make more money than somebody who went to a traditional college. And
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. It's because it was a skill. For example, plumbers,
Yeah.
electricians make more
Electricians. Wow.
money than college people, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
College grad degree, a bachelor's in arts. Are you going to tell me what are you going to apply it to? Middle management or managers, middle management, it's erased right now.
Yeah.
Companies are trimming the fat for the last
Trimming the
20
fat.
years.
Exactly.
So years ago, yes, you used to work at the plant or at the manufacturing plant, and they looked down on you because, you didn't have college, right?
Yeah.
Now they're like, well, you don't need college to be an electrician. You need a technical school. That's the same thing with any college out there. So yeah, I agree that if you are somebody who's floundering and you don't know what you're going to do, one of two things can happen. You can go to college and figure it out, or you can go to a technical, like a vocational school, and work for a couple of years in a field that you're being trained in to
Mm.
see. Like I have people that I placed as legal secretaries that have become attorneys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they love the craft. I have people that became medical assistants that are now doctors and nurses.
Yeah.
And physician's assistants are making $150,000.
That's not chump change.
No, physician's assistants. So they're aiding the doctor, and they're making $150,000. Medical industry is, you can't go wrong with medical. So I actually have a portfolio of stocks, and my stocks are aggressive in real estate and medical.
Medical, yeah. That's what I was told about the stock market too. Is medical. It never goes wrong.
And I'm glad that we're bringing this up, because I have a gift for everyone here, including you, Herb. Including you. I have a
Friday gift. A Friday gift.
Have you heard of the new app? It's been out for about a year. I've been using it for about 7 months now. I wanted to see if it's good. Called Acorns.
Acorns?
Like the squirrel acorns?
Yeah, okay, acorns, okay.
Have you heard of it?
I've never heard of it, no.
My guess is that everybody that's listening today, no one's heard of it.
Yeah.
I put a link on my page a few months ago, I guess, and then I kind of hid it, but I got a lot of people asking me about it. So what is Acorns? I want to share this with you guys because I think it's important. Acorns is designed to help you save for your future. Because if I were to tell you,
makes sense.
28 million Americans don't even have $500 in their bank account. They live paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
Paycheck to paycheck. If I tell you 28 million do not have $300 in their bank account, how sad is that? I'm not talking about South Carolina. They probably have nothing in their bank account, but I'm talking about just in general. No, but I'm just saying in general. I'm talking about just let's say you have a flat tire. I had 2 flat tires this week.
Really?
Cost me $300. Yeah, because I have 5 cars, so 2 different cars because of the climate.
Yeah.
One was losing air, so I figured let's change it, and the other one had a nail in it. $300. If I was living paycheck to paycheck, would I have that $300 to spend?
Oh no, you'd be slapping it on plastic.
On plastic, right? And here's what happens. That's what people do because they don't have that $300 to $500 in their bank account, which is nothing, guys. That is nothing. You should really have, especially if you're in living even by yourself. Everyone needs to have 6 months of monies stored aside for a rainy day. So in other words, you're paying yourself every month, let's just say, whatever it is, a couple of grand, then you should have a couple of grand in the bank for the next 6 months. God forbid that money doesn't come in. Okay? So I'm not talking about retirement money. I'm talking about you're working for your money. You're getting up in the morning. You're physically going to your job. You're getting a paycheck for your labor. If you don't have that stored, you're in trouble because anything can happen. You can fall down and break a leg. You have no income. You're relying on your labor, right?
Yeah.
To get that check. So if something happens to you, it's not a matter of if, it's when something happens to you. Let's say you get into a car accident. And I hate to be morbid early in the morning, but we're going to be realistic for 1 second. When something tragic happens, are you prepared? Most are not. Okay? So Acorns, this is my gift to everybody, including you, Herb. Go to acorns.com and open up a free app. It's free. Okay? Now, if you refer anybody, of course, and you don't have to refer me. I'll get $5 if anybody uses my link, but I don't even care about that. I'd rather you guys open up your account and start saving. So here's what happens. Every time you make purchases, you link your, I linked my bank account, my business account. Every time.
You pay like a PayPal?
I don't use PayPal, but you know,
Oh,
if
okay.
I
Never-
use my actual bank account. I have
okay.
G-Stone Asset Management is my company. So
Okay.
I use that for expenses or whatever. It doesn't matter. You can link anything. I don't know about PayPal if you can, but definitely if you have a checking account, I would suggest that because that comes right out of your income. Like if you have, like I have direct deposits going into my account from different sources. So PayPal, I think you have to channel that money.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Yeah, I would suggest.
I didn't mean to get you off kilter. Go ahead.
No, I suggest using your own personal account. And so here's the great thing. Let's say you go to Panera Bread, like I did the other day,
Oh, good
and
place.
you spend $12.04. Okay, let's just say that was your receipt. Well, Acorn will take that 4 cents and invest it for you.
Really?
So you never feel it. It's done automatic. So the roundup.
Where are they investing?
Well, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to get to that. The roundup, you can decide if you want it to be by itself, let's say the 4%. If you want to multiply it by 2, now it's 8%. Or if you want to multiply it by 10 times. That's the most you can do. So again, it's your pocket change that you're not even seeing that gets automatically. But it's for people who don't know how to save or don't really think about saving. And it's for people who want to make who don't really invest, but it definitely makes more sense because if you put that in the bank, it's getting 0.0000001. I mean, it'll take you 800 years to double that 4 cents, right? Here, they'll double it for you. And so what's really cool is you get to do the multiplier. So I have mine on multiplied by 10. So every change, the pocket change, gets multiplied by 10, right? 10 times. And what they do is they round it up. And that's like, you could do it daily. You could do it monthly. You could do it weekly. I have mine set daily because I'm constantly buying something, you know. If you go to get your nails done and the change, again, is like a couple pennies, 11 cents, whatever the change is what they put into your portfolio. And if you're above 50, it tells you you should be more conservative with the stocks. If you're young, like my kids are young, so 18, 19, and 20, theirs is more aggressive because again, so it's so cool because it gives you the suggestion of whether you should, it'll tell you, you know, for short term versus long term. Anyhow, you also can put a recurring amount daily, weekly, and monthly. So I have mine set up now to $100 a day. So that means that every time I wake up, $100 is taken out of my account and put into this Acorn. And the investments is moderately conservative. So there's real estate there, there's health, there's S&P stocks. It's like 5 or 6 different categories, but you get to decide where you want your percentages to go. It is so cool. It's like literally saving and investing for dummies. I call it that. And I have an MBA in finance from St. John's University. I was magna cum laude and all that. And so I'm all about numbers. When I found this app, I did all the homework, so you guys don't have to. And they show you on a sliding scale that the money that you're depositing, whether it's monthly, weekly, you know, you do it depending on how you're structured, right? So if you're not getting a check every single week like I do, you're not going to be putting money in every week, right? But or every day, you're not going to pay yourself daily. So, but you can do it once a month, and you could decide what day you want them to put that recurring amount. And the more you put, the better. So I have it now at $200 monthly and $100 a day. So you can decide, like I go month to month. Like this month I have it $100 a day. Last month I had it $200 monthly. But here's the best part. When every time you make a change, it shows you a sliding scale, and they have it till 91 years old. Did you know the average American is said to be living now at 91 years old? Because with modern technology,
That's a
Modern
good one.
technology, they're saying 91. Now, if you live past 91, it just keeps accumulating. But here's the best part. You can cash out whatever you want. So
Mm.
when you do the sliding scale, let's say, how old are you now? 55?
I'm 55, yes.
Okay, so 55. So let's say you started today and you started putting away monies using this Acorn app and the conservative market that they're, I mean, again, it'll go up and down, but in 10 years, I'd love for you to see how much you would have accumulated at 65. And that income you can actually take as a pension, or you can withdraw the whole amount and just pay yourself every week. So if you let it go, if you're putting like me, 100 to 200, if you look at it till 91, looks like I'm going to make $14 million.
Cool.
I mean, and that's real money. It's not
Real
Bitcoin.
money.
And you can will this to your kids. You can do it for, I mean, I'm not saying that I'm going to need $14 million at 91, but I'm just
No,
saying,
but let's say at 65, you get a nice little chunk.
like $300,000 to $400,000 that I would never have had. I would
Exactly.
never have had that. I am what they call asset rich and liquid poor, meaning that all my monies I invest, right? And if I could tell you, I walk around like I'm broke all day long. And I do that for a reason, so I could stay hungry, right? I always have like maybe anywhere between $20 and $25 on me on any given day. So if somebody asks me for money, I'm broke all the time. I used to be that person that used to have like a couple of hundred in my bag all the time. But you know what happens when you have that couple of hundred? It goes. You spend it. You don't even think about it because it's in your bag or it's in your pocket. So the same thing with my debit card. I used to take out my debit card and just spend. Now I don't even use my debit card anymore. I take the cash that I want for the day. I would say $20 is more than enough for me. Either I'm putting gas, or I'm grabbing a snack, or maybe I'm getting some food, for later on to cook. Maybe, I don't know, whatever. But what my point is that Acorns, and this is my gift to everybody today because I wanted to share this. I was so super duper excited. And tonight we'll do back to comedy and entertainment. But I really think that I want you to look into it. I want you to look into it, Herb. And
I will look.
you don't have to sign up.
My gift to you is I will look into it today, and I will
and look at it and
I will research it.
Yep, and trust me when I tell you, you will tell your kids too. Because if I knew this,
Oh, definitely,
back then, forget about it. I'm talking. This is life changing for a lot of people to know that there is a free app. It's a free app. You sign up, and then you decide if you want recurring payments to go in there, if you want to do the multiplier. If you don't choose any multiplier and you just want Acorns just to to throw change in there, it will round up your change. But if you want to accelerate it, and again, this is because we're older. It's good to accelerate it. But anyway, that's my gift to you all. On that note,
and everybody says thank you, Jenna.
Yes, I hope that was informative because I know a lot of people out there are always reaching out to me saying, how are you doing it? How are you able to live your life the way you do? And I tell them all the time, if I have things to share, I will. But if it's a risk, I'll tell you. A lot of stuff that I've done and am doing today, a lot of you will not have the stomach for it because you have to ride that current and invest money in yourself. I've spent a lot of money on myself, on education.
Oh, sometimes you have to invest on yourself. Exactly.
Yes, but a lot of people is like, but Jenna, I'm broke. I don't have money to invest. I just need extra income. And unless you're that mentality of knowing that, you have to pay a little to get a little, I mean, then you're just going to keep working and working and working. Anytime you tell me I don't have money to invest, then I'm thinking you need a job. So Walmart's hiring. They need greeters all day long. Somebody's grandma and grandpa are sitting there and greeting people at Walmart. I know you're in your 20s and your 30s and your 40s and you think, oh, I'll never be a greeter. But you think they woke up and think my dream is to be a Walmart greeter? You think their dream was to wake up to be a stock boy or a stock girl in their 60s at Target? Seriously? Now, some of you say, oh, you know what? Don't be judgmental. They probably love it and they're getting benefits. No, they're not. First of all, if you haven't heard, in New York, especially part-times is on an all-time high. People don't want to pay your benefits.
No, they don't want to pay your benefits. No,
Right.
no.
Tuition reimbursement, they're not paying for school anymore. So do yourself a favor and don't be delusional. If you keep looking for a job, that's fine. But today, we just showed you a way that you can pay yourself. So on that note, wake up and rise and grind, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed this money edition of Rise and Grind.
It's not all about laughs and ha-has. You can get that tonight.
Leave us with some positive something.
Okay, today is Friday. You are thinking about the weekend. Jenna just gave you some good sound financial maybe opportunity for you. There's always opportunity. When you were talking, I was thinking there's always opportunities out there. You just got to dig. You just got to find them. And so, on that note, find your opportunity today.
I love what you just said about digging. I love it. Because you know what? Even if you're sitting on a gold mine, you still have to dig.
You still got to dig for the gold.
There you go.
Exactly.
Make it a golden Friday, everybody. We'll see you tonight at 7 o'clock. Bye.
Bye.